Well guys, bank holiday Monday, and I said no video, didn't I? We're going to have a rest. But I got up this morning. It is quite late. I've had a bit of a lay-in. It's like 9 o'clock. And Claire's not there. So I've rung her up and said, where are you? She said, I am working this morning till about 12 o'clock. So I thought, I can't sit indoors and watch the telly. We have done a little bit more work to that Discovery. So I thought, let's do a bit of an update on that. And got a couple of other little bits to do, obviously, before she finishes work and we sit down for dinner. So let's get straight to it. So completely sparing a moment, off the cuff. You know what we're like, guys, and not just our car trade, but every trade. You guys that are self-employed and you're working on a project, you do go home and you tend to think about it a little bit. So we actually finished the video that we put out on this on Friday. We actually finished that video on Thursday, and it was quite early, Chris, wasn't it? So we finished it about 2 o'clock, and I said, and we were sitting here both having a chat. It was the end of the week, and I said to Chris, oh, I'd love to have a proper look in that turbo. So we ended up chucking our gloves back on, and we stripped all of this inlet pipe from the airbox, and there's like quite a long trumpet on the end of the turbo, and you couldn't see it. So we went the other side, we undone the cat, took the brackets off, pulled that away, looked in there, the fins, what would you call that bit? That with the fins on it, the turbine? Yeah. The turbine, it was fine, it was spinning lovely, but like I said, the other side you couldn't see. So we were sitting there umming and ahhing what to do, and then I come up with a bit of an idea, and I stuck the camera down there and I filmed it. I'm going to include that now.
It's trying to focus on the wrong bit, isn't it? You know where you had it on the zoomed out? The 0.5, Rob?
Yeah.
Take the photo at that and then zoom in after. Because it was crystal clear at 0.5 because it was focusing on the right bit. That's it. Let's take one like that.
So as you can see, the fins outside actually look like they're all bent up and broken. So we got a little bit more further carried away. And so I said to Chris, let's have it off. So we actually took off, we didn't take the whole turbo off, we took off the cassette. This is the exhaust side, which you can see is perfect. Nothing wrong with it. But what we could see down the exhaust there, down the inlet side, was this one. And when we looked at it like that, you can see it kind of makes sense now to the picture. All of these little bends in these fins are not actually meant to be there. They're all meant to be straight. And where's the broken one? Ah, there. So I'm going to try and show that as close as I can. So guys, just there, you can see that one's actually broken. And if you look at that one, Chris, would you mind holding that camera just there? Sorry, bud. Or I could have got you to explain. Everyone likes the sound of your voice. So, if you look at this one here, you see it's got a hairline crack, and if I get Chris to just point the camera around that side of it, in fact, now's probably a good time to do a bit of a demo, because it is cracked. That what we do is
just
snap him off. But he's meant to be, it's actually tougher than I thought. He's meant to be struck. Yeah. So they're all bent, all of them, and that's the bearings in this was actually, you got the bearing there somewhere, haven't you? Well, that's part of it. Yeah. So basically that's the bearing, and that's it was floating inside that bearing. So quite a lot of people had an opinion.
You're going to explain how that's happened. That's centrifugal force where the bearing has failed.
Yep.
And the centrifugal force throws this out to the outside, and it's contacted the aluminium
of the outer,
and that all had marks around it.
It did, didn't it? Yeah. So what we done was we actually cleaned that up with a bit of wet and dry, the outer, very, very minimal markings on it. And then we moved on to get a little bit more excited. I was sitting down here in my chair. Chris was here taking this apart, and he said, how far do you want me to go with it? I said, it's toast, mate, pull it apart. And this was the first time you pulled one of these apart.
Yeah, yeah.
So we just got carried away and ended up stripping it down to nothing. And we both agreed that you're not going to get, that's actually one of the bearings there, isn't it? The bush.
That's it. Yeah.
So we both agreed that we're not going to be able to get one of them, because if we could have replaced that and also replaced that. So I started looking on eBay, couldn't find anything apart from a complete cassette from London Turbos. £175 on eBay, but we had a chat with a guy, £160, 26 on Thursday. On Thursday at 3 o'clock. I don't know why. We jumped in the car and we actually drove to London Turbos and we bought a brand new cassette replacement. I'm not sure if you can see that in there, but we actually fitted a brand new cassette. Of course, we also took off the DPF, and straight away you said, didn't you? It's immaculate.
Well, you could tell it'd been off.
It had already been off the car and they had already cleaned out that DPF. We blew the leaf blower through it just to make sure, and it seems fine. The new turbo's on there, guys. We're going to take it out for a road test. I was getting ahead of myself there and I said we'd get it out for a road test. Chris said, Rob, let's start it up and rev it so that you can hear that it's not making that noise anymore. Yeah, go on, mate. Still got that little squeak on the belt. Yeah, a few little. So that's normal, completely normal turbo sound now. So obviously it was that rubbing on that casing. So we're going to get it out, actually have a couple of little, what we're going to do, a couple of little runs up and down the yard just to double check it. Just to the gate and back, and then we'll take it out on the road for a road test, shall we? Yeah, let's do it. Sounds all right. Nice to hear it not knocking, very nice. I don't want to go too far in it, guys, because of what we've done. We don't know how reliable it is, but
gearbox works fine though, doesn't it?
I've just put it into ninth there. We're not quite going fast enough, but smooth as anything and very, very quiet. So, I mean, like we said from the start, it is not a permanent fix, is it? But,
no, but you can use it like this while we're waiting.
I will whip to and fro home in it. It's a nice car. It is a lovely car. Right, let's get back to the yard because I've actually got another job that's really important that we need to get done today. Right, just before we go outside, because there's more to the video, I want to mention the next bit. I'm going to be quite quick here and I've got to be very careful because I'm going to be filming it. I'm about to leave Chris after we've done this bit, and I'm going to do a bit that I'm going to put in now. So the Sea-Doo jet ski sat out there for a couple of months and I'd already bought Chris out, give him a little profit on it because we got it worth the money, and I actually sold it. It was sitting there, it wasn't being used. I put it into a jet ski works on the Isle of Sheppey, had him go through it just because it had that flat spot last time we took it out. He went out, tested it, said it's all fine. Now I actually sold that jet ski to someone for 2,750 quid. I did, didn't I? Yeah. And the first time the chap went to take it out, it really played up on him and I felt terrible. So I actually, bless him, he has dropped it back over that jet ski place and I've had him go right through it, and it's cost me a good couple of £100. And new filter, new fuel. I've just got him to go right through it and completely rebuild the carbs again from scratch. It's now running perfect, but it has got a leaky hose. His friend in Essex has got one of the hoses, so I'm going to head there this afternoon, pick up that hose, get that back so I can get that chappie's jet ski back. Right, let's go outside. All that way to get that one little hose, but where else are you going to go shopping on a bank holiday Monday? That costs £30, that hose, and the guy said it's a good one, so that's going to solve the issue. Apparently the other one only had a little pinhole where the clip had been done up here too tight, but it does connect to the exhaust, and it's going to end up pumping water into the ski, so at least that's all sorted now. Right guys, because I always forget everything all the time, I always forget something. I've actually got Chris walking around behind me, and he's going to give me a bit of a kick if I forget. So a little bit of an update. Ford Escort RS Turbo. I'm not going to open the bonnet, but we have made a start on that video. So we'll be picking back up on that very, very soon and getting on with that one. Quite a lot of people reached out to me in the last video about Chris's little Suzuki Carry. Now, we actually pulled the engine out of that, and one of the conrods actually let go, didn't it? The cap had come undone. But Chris did get a cheap second-hand engine, and he threw it in one Saturday on his own. So that is all now back working. The Golf, you know, that is an ongoing project, and we will be doing another video on that really soon. We just keep on front suspension, front brakes, all that sort of stuff. As soon as a ramp's spare, yeah, leave it on there and get on with that. The Mercedes, we are still searching for some parts. I've got a very, very strong lead with a company that you've all seen us at before, so hopefully that all works out okay. But that's a reasonably new project. Quite a lot of people did say, Chris, I actually rang you up the next day, didn't I? Don't know if you noticed that, Rob and Chris, but it's got a big dent in the back bumper. Guys, we did notice it, and I've looked underneath. It just wants warming up. That'll pop out, no problem, and these cracks dealt with. The NV200 is actually in the queue to go to the paint shop, and the Ford Focus, as you can see, is missing, is actually at the paint shop. So this is next in line. The Renault Kangoo, we'll give another little update on it. This was Chris's micro camper project, but it never actually happened. So that is going to be all put back together and sold. The Ford KA, Chris is sick of pumping the tyre up on it. This front wheel is not actually the wheel we got, that's the other side, isn't it? It actually keeps going flat. So no, it was the back one we got, wasn't it? It keeps going flat, and we've established that the wheel's cracked. You can see it's quite low now. So I've got the new wheel, it's in the back of my van, it's just arrived. We're going to get that fitted later this week, and then this one's going to be ready to go. The little Peugeot 108, now that has been sat here for quite a while. We had all that trouble with the logbook, and the dent man actually come out, and I've not been able to get hold of that same dent man, so I'm going to be completely honest. I've sent a new dent man the pictures of the dents in it, which is here, and we've got the same the other side. And the new dent man was completely honest, and I can now see why the other dent man didn't do it. This is a rear opening quarter light window in this door, not a drop glass, so he can't actually even get to that dent unless he glues it. So this is going back to the paint shop as well, and we're going to have those dents done. Right, moving on into your workshop. Yeah. Chrissy's, oh yeah, the Range Rover. You want to do that first? Well, the Range Rover Classic LSE. I know some of you are going to be shouting hooray here because you're all desperate to see it. So, as we know, long-term project. We've been in no rush. The value is only going one way in this car. They're getting rarer. It is a lovely car. We're taking our time. There is quite a few bits that we need to start the progress of collecting now. So you remember, all the doors have been painted inside, all the door shuts done, A post, B post, C post, all done. 2 rear window regulators are toast, so we need to order those up and just we're going to start in the background getting a few bits together. Now, what I will say is we have done a couple of series before over Christmas, and that's quite a quiet period for us. A lot of you are busy. So what we do plan, it's not set in stone, we're not promising you, but we would like to do a bit of a Christmas series on this one and really knock out some of the work on it. So that's the plan now. So that's walking around every car outside. So into Chrissy's little cave. Quite a few new subscribers. Chris reached out about the Caterham. Yeah. They haven't seen it. So that's due its annual MOT soon. Yeah. Hopefully we get it out, give it a bit of a clean, take it over for an MOT and show all that again.
We still haven't got the PPF done.
No, we still haven't got the PPF done. So when Chris actually bought this, he did buy it damaged, didn't he? It was T-boned through here, and he had to repair the chassis. All of the wheel arches were smashed to pieces, even though it's done low mileage with stone chips. And now he's done all this. He said, oh, I'm not going to go through that. I want it all PPF, this and the front one. So you want it all done, really, don't you? So this is the one with the BDA Cosworth engine. So we will do another video on that in the very near future. Chris's dad's late father's 1934 Morris commercial. Quite a lot of you would have seen this. It was, everything's painted. It originally was this colour. It got sold to somebody, got painted blue. Chris and his dad bought it back. Now Chris is making it 100% original again. And this, along with the HA Viva, are actually winter projects. So when we're a little bit quieter and during the winter, these are the jobs that Chris is pulling out and doing. So this one, he actually really got a lot done last winter on it. Completely refurbed the engine, had it all completely bare metal resprayed, and really, really did. All the inside's been done as well, Chris, hasn't it? Yeah. I forgot about that. So, Chris built a brand new wiring loom for it, all new lit. Everything's been done on it. If you've missed any of that, I do recommend going back and watching that series. And the old HA Viva, is this the one that's going on the spit? No, it's your other one, isn't it? Yeah. The grey one is going on the spit. So, yeah, that's a little bit of an update on that. That one's going to be a winter project as well. So,
There's an engine for that one half done.
Yeah, which is there. And then the black one.
That is for the grey one.
That's for the grey one, and that's completely done.
As is this back axle.
All that stuff is for the grey one.
Yeah, the back axle's not done yet, but it's ready to put back together now.
Ready to put back together.
Front suspension, I think you may have already shown it.
I have, yeah, it's on that rack there, and loads of other bits laid out here.
Quite a lot of this is for that one as well.
It is, isn't it? Because we got two. Yeah. When we was getting the powder coating done.
Uncover it if you like.
I know, I appreciate quite a lot of you have already seen this, but it is an absolute work of art.
So all these engine components are for the engine under there.
Which is going in that blue one now. Yes. Right. So quite a lot done. Hopefully that was a bit of an update. But just before we do go, Chris, have you got anything to add?
I think that's it.
I know, because you've been reading quite a lot of the comment. The camper van. Right. I knew there was one. And we're not going to get it done this summer now and sell it, are we? So as soon as we get 5 minutes, we're back on that. There is still some little bits of welding to do, mate, isn't there? Sorry, on the other side. No. So we've got that to do, and that's about it, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Right. Just before we do go, Chris is tidying up in the background, but from Chris, he just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone for all the lovely comments in the video where he talked you all through cleaning up that crank. It was really exciting for me to see him do that, and a lot of you really did appreciate it. And hopefully you appreciate that I've run around and done this little video for you today, both of us. Hope you all had a lovely bank holiday weekend. And yeah, sorry I said we weren't going to do it, but sometimes things change. I'm waffling on. I've got to get home because she's about to finish work. So we'll see you all Wednesday in the next one.